If I don't do what I know I'm capable of doing, we're all probably going to be out of here. So I like that kind of pressure, though. I know it's a tough market to play in. It's not for everybody. I relish that opportunity, and that's the way the NFL is. I'm not saying anything monumental as you guys are typing away and putting your tweets out. This is how it is every single year. You might not say it, but as you get older in the league, if you don't perform, they're going to get rid of you or bring in the next guy to take over. I mean, it happened in Green Bay. So, and I'm, a few years older than I was back then. So I expect to play at a high level. I expect this to be productive and competitive and all that stuff to take care of itself. Yeah, I feel really good. It's just about the mental part. I think these practices have been nice the last couple of days. Just feel what it's like to be out there, to be moving around and not be thinking about it, and to see how I respond the next day. So it's just this last part. The strength is good, the movement's good, just the confidence to do everything. Yeah, I love Bobby. We had a couple really nice conversations, but there were really two options. It was retire and be his VP or keep playing, and I want to keep playing.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of teaching, but also a lot of learning. Obviously, with Joe being at the helm at OC, just understanding what he likes, the concepts that we're trying to put in, trying to run here, trying to teach what these guys are doing, and just, again, growing and appreciate you. That's MVS. What a guy. So, yeah, just it's a chance to learn, chance to grow, chance to lead, and, I'm thankful to be in this position. I think the main thing is every day is a big day. Right? We don't have the luxury of relying on previous reps. We don't have in-game experience with a lot of these guys. So every day is a chance to learn and grow, and we're going into it with that mindset. And I appreciate the guys for how hard they're working, and the type of like I said, presence that's in there. And most notably Mac Hollins, again, the guy that's pushing guys right now. He's talking good. He's talking bad too. So, but he's very realistic, and I appreciate the edge that he's been bringing to that room right now, and how hard he's been pushing these guys, and how well these other guys have been responding.
I know having the left foot up is a big part of Alex Van Pelt's offense. Really specific style of footwork. How's the adjustment been so far? Knowing it's still pretty.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, that's very detailed. That's been good. I think kind of the first day, just feeling it out. And just get more and more reps. That's all something new takes. Just get more reps at it. I think it's some perks to it. Quick games a lot quicker, and trying to get that. And I think under center stance, there's I'm trying out new 2 new stances that I'm getting used to. So just working on it, repping it, and I felt pretty good there today. So just gotta keep working.
You mentioned the communication with Van Pelt and TC, and I saw you talking to Ben McAdoo too. How has that sort of line of communication been? Who's in your ear? Who's not? Like, is that what's that been like so far?
Yeah, I think they're all all 3 of them kind of got their own. Kind of niches. I think TC's a quarterback coach. He's in there talking to us in the meetings. Coach Van Pelt's in the offensive staff, and he'll chime in the quarterbacks, when he needs to. And Coach Matthew's awesome. He's seen a lot of great quarterbacks do it. He got old tapes of Rodgers and Eli Manning, and watching different routes and how they did it, different drops. So just trying to use them any way that they can. They know a lot of football. So just trying to be a sponge.
What's your day look like after this? Or, where do you go? How much more studying do you have?
Yeah, no, we'll be here. Yeah, we'll be here till 7, 8, or 9 o'clock. We're just going in for a lift, and then got some meetings, and just be around the guys. That's the best thing about minicamp, getting around the guys for the first time. At the hotel together, right across rooms and watching film and looking at the script for the next day together. So a lot of time. We got nothing else to do up here, so why not do football?
It wasn't quite true New England weather, but it was still like 50s and a little windy. Does this give you like a good taste of what you could be doing in like November, December?
Yeah, I think it'll get a little colder than this, but definitely nice to. Out here, you don't have to throw with the wind. That's football, playing outdoors. So getting adjusted to that and see what if it takes the ball. Hopefully, just try to throw through the wind. But at the end of the day, the wind can get strong. So.
Just wait till the snow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, these are the things that we're trying to establish ourselves to take the next step as an organization. We're trying to do that anyway. So the fact that the schedule gives us the opportunity to do what we're working tirelessly to try to accomplish, I think that. I thought it was fitting. I guess I don't go into the schedule with expectations. I think all games are hard, all teams, all opponents are hard, and you have to be a tough-minded football team to be your best at the end of the season. I think that's a formula that we've found in portions of the season that we have a very direct, concerted, goal of making sure that we take the next step as an organization. So, I'm not in the business of hiding for something. We're going to have to pay the piper at some point.
Just wanted to start off by saying, had a meeting with the rookies this morning and really talked about investing, in this time that we have together. I know it's short, and then really just trying to grow. We're trying to grow each player at his position, and then really just ultimately improving over the weekend. And it's a start of the process for us to be able to get the coaches and the players together and start that partnership. That's really important to us. And starting to learn each other, how they learn and how the guys are taking in the information. That's always a big part of it. And it's just the basics of football, right? Going from a meeting, we get to see that finally, going from a meeting to the walkthrough to the practice to correction, and then repeat that process. So we're excited about getting that going. What are we looking for, relative to the players? So first of all, our draft picks, obviously Caleb and Rome, we're looking for operation of the offense, taking that information from the meeting to the walkthrough to the practice, everything from breaking the huddle to getting the cadence right to, adjusting the call if need be, everything from A to Z there.
I feel pretty good right now. Obviously the top 30 was huge. The draft, not draft, but combine, it's a little tighter. So they're testing you and trying to figure out, who you are and all of that. And so the top 30 was big for me. Gave a bunch of notes, ideas of how the offense is, verbiage, drops, cadence, and all the things that that really matter. Breaking the huddle, getting in the huddle, being able to communicate, and how those things go. And so right now, I feel pretty good. Obviously, we go out here today. I'm gonna have a few, mess ups probably and things like that. Working, to eliminate those as fast as possible. But you need those things to grow and progress throughout the time and years and things like that. So excited, but I feel pretty good right now. For me, I would say I'm still learning everybody's names. Diving into the playbook, getting to a point where there's certain things that I can, teach some of the guys that, maybe, it's John Jack or Rome that they're not understanding that I may understand. So being able to teach is always big because it's also another way for you to learn. It also shows you how much that you know. And so I would say those, and then just being around the guys, enjoying the time together, getting on the field, executing, and being even killed throughout the whole thing because I'm gonna make mistakes and I don't really like mistakes and messing up. And I know there's a bunch of guys also that are gonna be in the same position as me. So being in that position and being even killed and being controlled, cool, calm, collected, not only helps me but also all the other guys.
I think it's the time you put into it. It takes time and reps to continue to build that connection with any quarterback and within the offense. So, gaining that comfortability with one another, going through those reps and talking through things and thinking, trying to get feedback on what each other are thinking on each and every play, I think is pivotal to it.
Rome, so much attention focused on Caleb. Is it easier for you to fit in with the Bears in this NFL level?
I want to say easier. I think we're both, coming in as rookies, trying to do our best to get involved with the culture with this organization and be the best teammates possible that we can be. And I think he's doing that tremendously, and I think I'm trying my best at it as well. So it's something that takes time and takes energy from both parties to be able to get done. But I couldn't say one or the other, but I think we're both trying our best for sure.
What have you seen from the reaction from the community as you guys have been out and about together?
It's been good. Yeah, we've gotten dinner a couple of times, and people, congratulated us. So the community has been, rallying behind us, which we appreciate. And we look to be able to pay that respect back with our on the field contribution. So it's been awesome. Chicago has welcomed us with welcoming arms. So we're doing well.
I'm curious. I know you later age to handle most of this, but what was the most important thing or things for you in this negotiation process to getting this deal done?
It was mostly security. I think you know, you can go back and forth on the numbers and whatnot, and that wasn't really the thing that was ever something I was extremely concerned with. It was the security and you know, the no trade clause and all that stuff, knowing that all that was in there, and feeling secure, and then, you know, knowing that I can now put that behind me and be excited about what's to come. I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Yeah, it's a good, like, I guess, chapter closing of the last 3 years, if you want to say. But now I'm more driven and more fired up than ever to go even harder and put the pedal to the metal even more, to bring a Super Bowl to this city, and that's what's most important. And one day I won't be the quarterback here, and being able to look back on those days that I am and that I was with no regrets, and knowing I did everything I could to try to make that happen. And obviously there's a lot of work to do, but if we're able to do that, that would be the ultimate goal.
I don't really know how many pounds I lost. I'm like 2-something right now, but I just say it was important enough I can be able to move around a little bit extra. That's all.
Could you share how you did it? Diet, exercise, Mediterranean, cut out
Nah,
candy?
man, I'm a charge for that, you know, because people be doing these little plans and stuff, and they still be, you know, having their weight on them. No, not to offend anyone, nothing like that, but yeah, you have to pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think that's Lamar. He's a pro. You know, he knows what he's doing. He knows where he wants to be with that. My concern is that he's in shape, best shape of his life, and he's working toward that, and he's ready football-wise, all the details that go with that, and mentally, physically, spiritually, ready to go. That's kind of what I think about. I know he's, you know, he talks to the strength and conditioning people. He's got his own people. He talks to Sarah all the time. You know, he's a pro. He knows what he's doing. You know, one thing about Derek, one of many things, I mean, he works. He is a worker, 100% every day, locked in, asks questions, texts his coach at night, ready to go for practice, in the weight room, training room. Very impressed. This guy is a true pro, ultimate pro.
Backfield looking explosive. I see that. Believe it'll be great, but it's still OTAs right now. You know, you can't tell until the season comes. It's great to have him in our backfield, man. Got a great line to block for him, and we know what type of player he is. You know, we know what type of defense we have, know what type of skill players we have here. Man, I feel like we getting there.
Well, how was that? Man, it was great. Just to be out here with the fellows, man, and just competing, getting better. You know, we got a great group of guys on offense, defense, special teams. Obviously, a great head coach. It's an honor to be able to play for him and play with him, and just man, it's just good to be back on the field again. Just all of us getting better today.
What are the emotions like day one, just getting into the swing of it all?
Yeah, you know, I think that when you think about it, you know, it's the same game that you always loved, you know, when you're a young kid and you dream about these moments like this, to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, you know, and I remember watching guys like Ben Roethlisberger, you know, some other all-time greats in the past too as well, watching Coach Tomlin, watching Coach Cowher, watching the tradition here. And you can tell, I remember, you know, playing the Steelers several times, the fan base, how you know, engulfed it is. You know, you can definitely feel it every day, and it's a special thing. And we were just focused on being the best that we can be together, and so it was a blessing to be out here.
Yeah, when I first got traded, I was actually, I think it was like 10 o'clock in Italy. I was at dinner, and you know, I had mixed emotions. I was excited, but you know, also you know, sad that I was leaving Chicago. But since my time here, I've enjoyed it a lot. You know, meet my new teammates, the coaches, everybody's here great, and they've definitely made the transition for me easier, for sure.
What have been your first impressions just on this offense and Mike Tomlin as coach as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think just listening to the team meetings today, Coach T, and just the way he talks about it, he's like a guy, is the best coach I've ever played with. Just speaking to the team like, as a leader, as that, you know, vocal point. But I mean, yeah, he's been great. You know, got here, he was straight up with me, straight up and honest with me, so I appreciated that. And what was the second part of the question?
Just what's it been like, kind of just adapting? What's this team, this offense?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Arthur, he's very meticulous in the way he, you know, explains the offense, very detailed, and you know, we've kind of been focusing on setting the foundation, not really getting too far ahead of ourselves, setting the foundation blocks, and you know, just setting that base, and you know, not working too far ahead, but also getting a good amount to where, you know, guys can learn and process it and know the why behind certain things. adjustment? I'm not the same quarterback as I was last year, and I'm not the same quarterback as I even was yesterday. So I'm, going to continue to get better each and every day, and especially with the help of, Tom, our quarterback coach. He's smart, and Matt Baker, he's super smart too, and then Russell, like I said, just learning from all three of those guys, and having them by my side and having them getting me better each and every day, pushing me to be my best. I think I have a lot more room to grow, so I'm nowhere near my ceiling, for sure.
Yeah, I think he looked like himself to me. I've been able to watch him the last couple weeks now that we've gotten into phase 2, so I've seen him throw. He's making great progress, and we will continue to just follow the medical team on this, but he looks like himself. It's really interesting. Year to year, things change, and every year stands on its own merit. And I could let Coach Schwartz speak specifically to it, but I know Jim and I know the conversations we've had. We want to be better on defense. There are plays that we feel were left out there. I think if you talk to Coach as he watches the tape over the course of the season, he was surprised we were able to stop anybody. He feels like we can be so much better. Some of that comes from different things we can adjust. Some of that comes from putting guys in positions to go make plays, but we are in no way satisfied on defense.
Yeah, kind of like I was talking about with the Rashid thing. I think it's just, I know Harrison. I've known him for 7 years, and I judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a good person. That's someone who cares about the people around him, cares about his family, and wants to make a good impact in society. When you're in the locker room, there's a lot of people from a lot of different areas of life, and they have a lot of different views on everything, and we're not always going to agree. But and there's certain things that he said that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the person that he is, and he's trying to do whatever he can to lead people in the right direction, and that might not be the same values as I have, but at the same time, I'm going to judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a great person, and we'll continue to move along and try to help build each other up to make ourselves better every single day. But at the end of the day, we're going to come together as a team, and I think that'll help out as well as eliminating those distractions outside the building as well.
Listen, I talk to Harrison all the time, so that's not. I think I didn't talk to him about this. Didn't think we need to. We're a microcosm of life here. Everybody from different areas, different religions, different races, and so we all get along. We all respect each other's, opinions, and not necessarily do we go by those, but we respect everybody to have a voice. It's a great thing about America, man, and we're just, like I said, a microcosm of that. And I wish, my wish is that, everybody could kind of follow that. So, yeah, that hasn't happened. I don't think he was speaking ill to women, but he has his opinions, and we all respect that. I let you guys in this room, and you have a lot of opinions that I don't like. So.
For me, like I said, it's new. Just going out there trying to learn the system. Biggest thing, that struck me is our first 7-on-7 huddle. You see A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert and Jalen Hurts. It's not a bad group to be out there with, and that's not even including the offensive linemen. But we're all just coming in, buying in, trying to learn the playbook, trying to learn the system, and trying to get better each day.
I've been working on, D-line moves and stuff like that, things that I need to do that I seen last year that I didn't do my best at, which was for stop the run and stuff like that. So that's what I've been working on for this offseason. But for right now, I'm working on connection with the team. We got some new faces in there, some good draft picks, and just connecting with those guys, making sure we all together.
What do you make of Vic Fangio?
Vic, I love Vic, man. Old school, man. He's fun to talk to. He's a good coach. I heard a lot of good news about him because I was in Miami working out. So I had a couple Miami players out there. I was talking to them. So I heard a lot of good news, and they're saying a lot of good stuff.
Definitely. Really, our process is very similar to the past. Offensively and defense. Defensively, it takes 8 installs to get everything in. So today is install number 2. So we'll get 3 this week, 3 next week, and then we'll get 2 in the mini camp. So, but the layout's very similar to the past, but we're working 3 consecutive days, all 3 weeks, we just got to be smart with that. There's thresholds in development for every position. Quarterback's no different, and Trey's no different. Obviously he had a prior experience in San Francisco. So I mean that's obviously an experience that he'll always be able to draw from. And then we're involved in a different offense in just the way the position's played, which is it's played differently for every quarterback and in every organization. So so my point is he's crossing the thresholds of training. I've been very, very pleased. The athletic ability is top notch. We've adjusted some things, in his, not only his motion, his, I'm going to get into specifics of that, but you can see the improvement, the timing, and in young quarterbacks, and he's no different. He just need reps, and we're trying to get him as many reps as we can throughout this offseason program, and he will take a large part of the preseason. That's the design. So him and I talk about preseason quite often because, that's what we're building towards.
I had conversations with Doug ever since I met him when I was 18 years old. Always a good guy. Obviously what he did for this organization, what he did for black quarterbacks in general, it means a lot. For me, it's not really just looking at like what can I do for the team. It's like how can I help the team get better each and every day, myself included.
Continue to be who I am. Who I am. It got me here today. So he just kept telling me to still work hard, stay with that chip on your shoulder.
Who are you? Like, how would you describe who you are as a person?
A person. I'm a funny person to be around. A good person to be around. I just. As a person, that plays football, the kind of thing that saved my life. So, I take it serious. So, like again, I'm happy to be here. I'm finally here. So, just to get out there running with the guys, it's a dream come true.
You all right?
Yeah.
What happened?
I got a broken arm.
Broken arm? How'd that happen?
Writing. I was going to the Senior Bowl and tripped over a gardening enclosure. It's real. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Listen, I appreciate.
Surgery's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be praying for you. That doesn't sound fun. We all would have. Like we all feel like that, No one likes to. Yeah. Right now, it's been a great learning experience for me. Learning all the new concepts, learning the footwork that we have with it. Learning reads. Football is very similar. You do a lot of the same things, but we definitely have some new stuff, some stuff that. For me, it's just been a good opportunity to learn and step back and, look at things from a different perspective. You look at football from one lens for a long time, and then, you get super locked in with whatever the way is of, specific coaching staff. And, this is new energy, so a lot of new philosophy. So for me, it's just about taking all that coaching. I trust them and learning from them. So just want to keep building.
Bryce, specifically, what stands out about the way he teaches?
I think it's just the consistency he has. He has a very calming presence. He's someone that that has a conversation with you and talks with you. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can tell there's an emphasis on teaching. At times, of course, we're passionate and coach a lot of time. There's a lot of yelling and a lot of emotion, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But just his style is very, he wants to teach. He wants to make sure that he communicate. It's not just oh, that's a bad throw, or you missed. It's constructive. It's something where you can go back, and if you miss something, you do something wrong, gives you something tangible of, hey, let's get our base in order. Let's focus on whatever it may be. It's something that, you can think about and, you can apply, which is, it's been really great for me.
Honestly, I would say it's evolving a little bit. Just there's certain plays and concepts that, we'd sort of run throughout the year, and that we get to when we're scheming teams. And then, in the off season, it's like, all right, we have these base plays and stuff, and really we don't run these a whole lot, but the plays that we do run, we're starting to install those early on and run them. And so I think it's evolving a little bit. But at the same time, we're still running some really good plays that, Kyle's had in forever in this offense and that have continued to show success year after year. So we always have to hone into those kinds of concepts early on in the off season. But I would say we've got guys that have played. We understand, how to run this system pretty well. And we're able to do things, I think, a little bit quicker than years past. So
since the end of last season, we've seen Brock on TV commercials and on the stage with Luke Coombs and throwing out the first pitch in a Giants game. But he seems like a guy that's totally unaffected by celebrity, which he has now. But what have you noticed in his leadership style and the way he carries himself? Any difference at all?
I think he's definitely getting a little more vocal within the building, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's ever going to change. I don't think he's somebody that's going to change even when he gets paid next year. So he's a man of faith, and he kind of reminds me of Scotty Scheffler, but except for that he got arrested. But just super humble and really good kid. And yeah, he's definitely famous. He's famous for
Do you know
sure.
Scheffler?
I don't, just from watching.
Okay, guys. First of all, it's been a good first couple days. Guys are coming out here, working really hard. Been really pleased with just the teaching progression from our coaches. A lot of stuff that we can learn, but I've really loved the energy. It's been a real positive. And then also, we'll be at training camp. We'll be at Loyola Marymount this year. So excited about that, Gary, aren't you? But it's been a great last couple years. Being at UC Irvine, they've done a great job. Really, what it had to do with is there's some specific parameters in terms of the allotment of time and then just the transitional deals. It was going to be a little bit easier at Loyola to accommodate some of the meetings and walking through and practice within the confines of the CBA. So couldn't say enough good things about UC Irvine, and then looking forward to being at Loyola Marymount. We'll continue to figure out the exact dates and things like that. But other than that, I'll take your guys' questions.
Coach, you weren't surprised by what you saw today from your team, were you?
I wasn't. It's every single day is a learning opportunity, Jim. And they did bring the energy. There's always things that we can continue to clean up on both sides of the football. Started working on some of the different things as it relates to the new kickoff rule, both that phase and the kickoff return. And so, just taking it a day at a time. But I've really loved the way this group has worked.
I don't think there's any way I could have avoided, what happened to me. Just a regular routine tackle. I tried to brace myself for the fall, and just my shoulder just, did what it did. There's nothing I could do about that. Changing my game, my play style. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with my play style. People see me. I'm a big quarterback, so they always think, oh, he wants to run the ball all the time. He wants to be physical, and that's what's going to get him hurt. When that's not the case. The times I did get hurt, is the one time, the one concussion, that was me completely because I slowed down by the end zone. You're never supposed to do that. And then everything else, it just happened because we played a dangerous game. And there's nothing I can do about that. But necessarily changing my play, I don't think I want to change it. But, being smart, knowing when to get extra yards and knowing when to get down, I feel like I know how to do that. It's just, now that I have to do it and do it at the right time, I guess. So I don't think I'm going to change anything, but being smarter for the team, of course.
I think number one is letting him, at the end of the day, especially in the gun, it's just us two back there. So just letting him know, hey, at the end of the day, I have your back. You have the offensive line, you have the guys up front, you got the guys on the perimeter with certain checks and, helping you out, but it's us back there. And I have your back 100%. If you see something downfield, you want your quarterback to know you have time. At the end of the day, you have time. Whatever you're seeing, whatever you want to do, I'm there with you. And because a lot of being a running back too, a lot of other positions don't have that pre-snap communication with the quarterback. You can be with the quarterback talking oh, do you see here? Or hey, listen, this might be a check here. You just get those little special moments, and that just comes with the position. So just being able to have him know, listen, I'm gonna help you out. Quarterbacks help running backs out sometimes too. You never know. And like I said, it doesn't matter how long a player has been here. At least for me, I always try to learn. So it doesn't matter if, you're a first-year starting guy or, you've been here for 5 years. I'm going to ask you questions as well. So I always just like to have my quarterbacks feel comfortable and just know that, I have your back.